What's up, B fam, and welcome to Be Free and Multiply, where we become free in our minds and we talk about faith-based stuff, we talk about real life stuff, and I share my life story or I share other people's story so that you guys can get wisdom. So today's topic is delayed, not denied. Again, delayed and not denied. Look at that. God is awesome. Okay, so let me give y'all a story time. All right, so testimony. I did not have a job for almost 2 years, y'all. 2 years, okay? So I'm a girl that is used to working 3 jobs. Because when I was living in Atlanta, baby, I was working 3, okay? 3 jobs. And I was living a life. I was having a good time. And, you know, when God told me to move to the place that he told me to move to, it was like life was not working out. I could not find a job. I found jobs and then I got laid off or I got fired. And I just didn't understand what was happening. So I was applying for jobs after job after job after job, and I kept getting denied. And I used to be a social worker, so anybody that knows, if you got a social work degree, you can get a job pretty much anywhere because it's always a case manager that's needed. There's always a therapist that's needed. It's always a paraprofessional that's needed. You know, you're just needed in the communities. But I could not get a job. So I was Uber Eatsing for so long. I was trying to find something to do. Uber Eatsing was paying the bills at some point, but then it stopped paying the bills. So I had to ask for help. So I had to swallow my pride and ask my dad for help, ask my guy friend for help, ask for help in general. I got on food stamps. I went to the food pantry. People would randomly send me money, and it was just like, okay, like God is providing me just with enough so that I could survive. And I really had to learn how to live on just enough. And it helped me appreciate the time that I had not having a job, because it showed me my money habits. It showed me don't be afraid to ask for help, swallow my pride, let go of your ego, and really understand that sometimes people just really need help. So in the topic of delayed and not denied, y'all, out of nowhere, I was substituting in a really good area, and I was just going to work every day, just being me, just being my pretty bubbly self, me with a good personality, right? I'm very funny. So I got a phone call, and this particular person was like, hey, would you mind coming in and working this shift, that shift at the school, because we no longer have a teacher in there anymore. And I was like, oh, are y'all looking for a long-term sub? And they were like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I don't mind doing that. And so I was being a long-term sub for that particular classroom in pre-K. And then at the end of the day, I always go in the administration's office, and I'm like, okay, bye guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow, be in my sweet self. And then out of nowhere, the lady was like, well, do you want the position? Do I? Me? Do I want the position? Absolutely. I will apply and go through the process. So she introduced me to the principal. The principal told me what to do. She gave me her email. I sent her my resume. The next week I had an interview. The interview went great. I did not make myself seem upper than I was. I was just being my bubbly self. And next thing I know, I ended up getting a job. So when I say delayed, not denied, I mean this. Sometimes God will delay us so that he can work on us, so that he can work on our attitude, because my attitude was nasty, so they can work on our heart, because I had a lot of plaque around my heart. And when I say plaque, I mean unhealthy things in my heart towards people and towards myself. And 2 years later, I get a job. I don't even have to be the lead teacher. I'm just chilling and assisting. And that's what I'd rather have, because in the past, I was so amped to be in the front that I needed to learn how to be in the back first. I need to learn how to be an assistant first. And now I'm okay with that, because I don't want the stress. So when I say delayed and not denied, it's not that God is not blessing you, or he doesn't want you to have a certain amount of money or a certain degree or a certain job. It's just that maybe he wants to teach you some things first before he blesses you. So I decree and I declare over your life that you are delayed and not denied. And your calling is coming. That job is coming. That degree is coming. That money is coming. Just keep holding on. And I promise you, everything will be all right, because I am a living testimony. All right, guys. Love y'all. I hope that touched your heart as much as it touched mine. Love you guys. Bye.